Everybody says, Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd. Is this an album cover? What album? Okay. Your parents did a good job with you. I'm just saying. So it's Dark Side of the Moon, which came out in 1972 and was on the Billboard Hot 100 charts for how long? Was one of the 100 best-selling albums in the United States for how long? 10 years? 15 years? 20 years?
73 weeks.
Over 500 weeks. Top 100. So anyway, what is this? What is this object? A what? I heard it. A prism. A prism. When I was a kid, we knew what a prism was. It was like a glass triangle, but it was three-dimensional. I remember when my son was younger, he came home, he was doing math homework, and I'm looking at his homework. I'm like, oh, that's a cube. He goes, no, Dad. I said, yeah, this is a cube. I know what a cube looks like. He says, no, that is a square prism. I'm like, okay, pal. I know what a cube looks like. And then he had other shapes as well. He had like, octagons, and he had rectangles. And he goes, no, they're all prisms. That's a rectangular prism. That's an octagonal prism. And I didn't know you could do that. Like the word prism just meant three-dimensional. But that's what his teacher was trying to teach him. And this is a three-dimensional object too. But what does it do? It takes what? White light, and then it refracts it. That's a good science word, right? And you get the different colors. Now you can look at this and know what the colors are, but how do you remember them? Isn't there a way to remember the colors? Roy G. Biv. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and then there's supposed to be indigo in there, and then violet, right? Right? You've seen that. Have you seen this? Where's that? This is in the science hallway. Is this a little like the picture I just showed you? Right? Here's that rainbow. You could say that the white light's coming right through here and is refracted into this. And I know what you're saying. Mr. Nalbandian, I already have a science class. I don't need to be inundated or forced to sit through 2 science classes. I promise you, I am almost to the end of all of my science knowledge. In just a moment, I will be at the very limit. But there's more to electromagnetism, isn't there? That energy is transferred in ways we can't even see, isn't it? This stuff you can't see over here, but you know it's there. You've put popcorn in the microwave, you've turned it on, it pops. There's nothing else in there but the popcorn, but it pops. So there's got to be something in there doing it. That's this. Radio. You have a cell phone, right? You can look up anything in the world on that phone. How does that happen? Your phone is just a glorified radio. That's all it is. It's linking to a tower via radio waves. That's all it's doing. You've been to the doctor or the dentist and you've had x-rays. You can't see it, but they show you a picture of your bones, right? And you know if you get too much of this, you become a Hulk. And we know to avoid those because we don't want to Hulk out. Because that's dangerous to be a Hulk. You know? It's not a good thing sometimes to be a Hulk. You get angry and all of a sudden you're like a huge green thing. So you avoid these. But what if I told you that the way we classify the electromagnetic, what's that word I'm about to say? The spectrum. We can do the same thing with thoughts, with ideas. That we can use this same type of graph with our thoughts. Let's see. What if I drew it up here? Could I put those ideas on here? Immigrants being allowed to have health care? No. Free college? No. Drugs are a crime. Businesses shouldn't be taxed and have low regulation. Minimum wage should be lower. Those ideas are what type of ideas? If we were to take all of those things over there in red and we were to give them a label, what label would we give them?
Ideals.
Throw out some more words. What type of label would we give to those thinking or that type of thinking? He talked about it in the video last night. What would be a good label? And I'll put it up here. Did he use this word? Did he use that word? Yeah. And what about the other things? Immigrants should have health care. Yes. We should give free college. Yes. Drugs? That's not a crime. Let them have drugs. Business taxes? Tax the businesses. Regulate them. Minimum wages? Higher. What type of thinking is that? What label do we give that? Yeah. Liberal. And we have it on a line like this. A spectrum. Can we go even farther? Can we go even farther than that? What would be farther liberal? Have you heard of this word? Communism? Have you heard of that word? Have you heard of this word? Far over here? Fascism? You've heard that word? Sure. Absolutely. And we can put our thoughts and graph them like this on a spectrum. It makes it easier to understand them when we put them on there, doesn't it? So how do you think? You took that test, right? You took the test. I didn't take it. You took it. Where does it put your thinking? Well, let's find out. Do you have your candidate? Well, let's put them on the chart. Yeah.
My top one was Hillary Clinton.
Hillary Clinton, okay. Hillary Clinton, I would think she's over here. And what's your percentage?
83.
83. So you got to think that if she's over here, that your thinking is kind of over here. Right? Who do you have?
Rick Santorum.
Yeah, Rick Santorum. He's over here. And what was your percentage?
92.
92, so you're really over here. All right, anyone else have Rick Santorum or Hillary Clinton on their top three? Good. So now you can kind of see a little. Anyone have anyone else? Oh, wait, we all these other ones. Prancer.
Bernie Sanders.
Sanders. And what was your percentage?
82.
82. Kind of this direction. Anyone else? Cece?
Donald Trump.
Trump. Was that a surprise? Were you surprised by that?
No.
What was your percentage?
87.
87. So you're kind of thinking over here a little bit. Anyone else? Anyone? Hassan?
Mike Huckabee.
Huckabee. Do you know who he is?
No.
He's the former governor of Arkansas. Yeah. Anyone, and what was your percentage?
77.
77. Anyone else? Yeah.
Martin O'Malley.
I'm sorry?
Martin O'Malley.
O'Malley. That's a different one. And what was your percentage? 74, okay. Any other names that you got in your top 3 that I didn't put up here? Yeah?
Christie.
Chris Christie. Hold on. Who was your first one?
Hillary.
And how many percentage?
83.
And then Chris Christie, what percentage?
64.
64. Interesting. Interesting.
Like really kind of very
What were some other ones you had? Awesome.
Jeb Bush.
Jeb Bush. Is that a name you've heard before?
Yes.
It's almost like you're having a Bush sale, buy 2, get 1 free. We've already had 2 Bush presidents, we get a 3rd one, maybe. Who knows? Any others? Yeah. Ted Cruz. I'm running out of space. What was your percentage? 90, okay. And I mean, literally, there are over 20 candidates. I mean, I could keep going with this. But do you kind of see how we can translate our answers on this? And this is, again, a sample, right, of a much larger thing. We can translate those into labels and into candidates, right? Did anyone have 100%? I mean, think about it. The only way for you to have 100% with all those questions is if you were the candidate. If you were running for, is anyone running for president right now? Anyone? I knew you were.
What if I could?
I mean, I know that. So the only way to get 100% is if you actually were the candidate. But let me ask you this. This is one dimension, isn't it? That line represents one dimension. Are you one-dimensional as a person? Would you, like if someone were asking you to describe yourself, would you say, I'm really just one-dimensional? With me, it's yes or no. How I am. Would any of you say that about yourselves? If given a descriptor? What if I took away the names? Not the labels, but I took away the names. Is there a way we could think about this? In 2 dimensions. And you kind of got me thinking about that a little bit. And I'll explain what I mean in a second. Did you look up any of those third parties? Did you look up any of those third parties I gave you? Did this name come up? Libertarian. Did that come up? And what are some things that libertarians think? Would a libertarian say we need to decriminalize drugs? Would a libertarian say that? You betcha. But that's a liberal idea. That's a liberal idea. Would a libertarian say the government should pay for college? No. But that's a conservative idea. How can they be both? And of course, if there's a line going this way, is there a line going this way? Sure. These people would refer to this as authoritarian. Authoritarian. You're like little children. You need government to tell you what to do always, to make decisions for you. An authoritarian would say, that's what you need. And there's a space in the middle. We could even say that there's a space in the middle.